Hey, it's Carlo Biasucci. This video I want to talk about having a creative mindset. So the difference between a creative mindset or the opposite of a creative mindset is a competitive mindset. So what's the difference between the two? And why does this matter in building a practice, building a business, building the kind of lifestyle that you want? So let's look at the two. So the first is competitive versus creative mindset. So a competitive mindset, let me give you an example. Have you ever been in traffic, driving your car, and had the occasion to get excited about the situation unfolding? Have you ever actually yelled at another driver? Have you ever swore at another driver, right? Why do these things happen? So let's say you're driving down the road in your car and someone just all of a sudden turns out in front of you and starts going like half the speed limit. I mean, does that make you crazy, or does that like, oh, well, okay, right? Most people, it's like a hair trigger, and we quickly get competitive with people. And, like someone cuts you off and you like speed past them and you like try to flip them off. And, how many times have you ever seen that happen? Maybe you've done that. Probably not you, but somebody you've seen do that, I'm sure. Right? Another example, like I was actually picking up a package at the post office a couple days ago. So I parked my truck. There's nobody else in the parking lot. Okay, I went there like first thing when it opened on my way to work, and there's literally nobody around. Okay, I parked my truck, and I need to get in the back door to put this, put the package in there. So I go pick up the package. I'm not really sure what it is, but it's like a big box and it's heavy. It weighs like 50 pounds, and I wasn't really expecting that. So I'm like dragging this thing out, through the mall and down the parking lot. I get there and it's like, there's only one other vehicle parked in the parking lot immediately beside mine, like 1.5 feet away from the door. So you can't get in the door. And I just like kind of lost it a little bit. And I get in the truck and I'm like, no, that's not appropriate. That is competitive. Get it together. And the reason why it's so important to catch those things is because a competitive mindset will kill your business growth potential. Let me explain to you why. So, a competitive person is something that you never want to be, which is reactive. They are reacting to things. Something happens to me, I get agitated, my blood pressure goes up, and I deal with it. It's like you're on your heels all the time, like you're just reacting to things. That things are coming at you, and you're not really in control. And you're not stopping to think and just maintain control. Whereas a person with a creative mindset is strategic. This is a person who's playing chess with situations. It's like, okay, this happened to me, that's fine. How is the best, what's the best response that I can have to this situation that will actually benefit me, okay? Or that will be the best response to the situation so that I don't cause further issue. Because a lot of times people don't think. I know a fellow, it wasn't me, it was a family member, and someone was speeding down their street, and he's kind of offended by the fact that they're speeding so quickly down the street, and there's kids playing down the street and such, and he's right. But he just flipped the person off and yelled at him at the end of his driveway. He happened to be staying there checking the mail, and the guy stops and gets out of his car, and I guess the guy was having a really bad day, and like got up in his face. And like, it's unnecessary to get into those things if you stop and don't have that hair trigger to react, okay? So competitive mindset, you're reactive to things, you're instantly reactive, you're fired up by things. And a creative mindset, you're more strategic. You're playing chess with situations. My wife always says, oh, with you, everything's a chess match. I'm like, yeah, it is. Because if you are playing chess and everyone else is reacting, you're intentional, you're picking your moves, you're calculating, you're doing things to have the best outcome of a situation, not just to like immediately respond so that you don't look, whatever your deal is, whatever you feel like you need to respond, like you don't look weak or something. And I think that's ridiculous, because the strength comes in the restraint and choosing the right outcome for you, not in responding quickly. So competitive people are reactive, creative people are strategic, okay? Competitive people also, as a byproduct of being reactive, make mistakes. They're so quick to react, they make mistakes. They're on their heels all the time. They're being, they're reacting to things, and so they make mistakes. They don't think. Versus, the creative person who is very intentional. And being intentional always puts you in the driver's seat. You're in control, okay? Another thing you find with competitive people is this. So a scarcity mentality versus abundance thinking. So the scarcity mentality is like the zero-sum game. Like if I have it, they can't have it. If they have it, I can't have it. So I got to go out there and get it. It's that reptilian brain side of us that's trying to make sure we have to have, and if we have, they can't have, and if they have, we can't have. So therefore, if they have, it's bad. We have to be competitive with them, right? This is the thing you find with so I've been marketing my practice for 15 years, okay? I mean, we've done literally everything you can do. And for those of you guys who are in our higher level programs and we're doing marketing with you, you're using my stuff, so you know what I've got. Well, I have people up and down this street out here that, 5 offices have opened in the last 5 years alone around here, and it's getting competitive. And I got a guy in particular who is consistently copying everything that we do. And I could care less. For years, that's been happening, and for years, you know what's happened to my new patient flow? Nothing. You know what's happened to the success of the practice? Nothing. It doesn't matter because we're not competing for the same person. Like if they come to me, they can't go to him. If they go to him, I won't get him. It's like, if you think about it, you have an abundance of patients, potential patients. The number one place we get patients is people who didn't have a dentist in the first place. We're getting them from the couch. We're not getting them from that guy or that girl, right? This is a mistake people make. They think, well, if you're successful, then you're stealing that success from me, and I don't have success because you have it, and that's totally incorrect. You don't have success, it's because you don't have the mindset for it. You're not doing things to cause success to happen to you. It's not because things are happening to you, right? It's not this stuff. It's not, well, because you're doing that, therefore it's affecting me negatively. No, not even close. If you don't have what you want, it's because you're not doing these things to get what you want. But it's not because someone else has it, right? There's plenty of patients. It's the same thing with, exclusivity. We offer exclusivity in our programs at the top level. Like if you're in transformation or in a marketing program, no one can have that program around you. But quite honestly, if someone had it across the street from you, it shouldn't matter. You'd still be both successful. We could still do the exact same thing and both of you would be successful because there's more than enough to go around, okay? So creative thinking, okay? Competitive people live their life for other people. They react to other people, they feel scarcity for other people, through other people, and everything they do is competing with other people. It's comparative to other people. Versus the person who's creative, it's all about their potential. The creative person is trying to achieve their potential. They're not competing with anyone. They're not looking at the guy across the street, the guy beside them. They're not looking at what anybody else is doing. They don't care. It's about what's their potential. Like I told you, the person who keeps copying off all my marketing strategies, hey, copy away, man. I'm going to innovate faster than they can copy it. That's the deal, because I'm looking at, wasn't my marketing last year the best that I could possibly ever do? No, it never is, right? You could always do better. So if you're competing with yourself, that's a place to be competing. You don't want to be competing with other people, right? You're striving to achieve your potential, which, by the way, always increases, because as you reach new confidence, new ability, your potential grows, right? Every time you reach a level, you have another level that opens up above you. And if you're competing with other people, then that's a mistake, because what happens is you never reach your potential, because as soon as you get better than someone else, then what happens, right? Competition is stupid because it actually slows you down. You get a little bit better than the other guy and you're like, oh, I'm better than the other guy. So what happens? You slow down, you throttle back, right? You leave room open for someone else to come in and leapfrog both of you guys because you were too busy competing with each other, which is insane. Compete only to achieve your potential. And watch what happens when you really just take the limit off, right? So that's the difference between creative and competitive mindset. You really want to be creative. You want to be strategic, intentional, think in abundance, and play to your potential. That's just the only metric that you're looking for. Am I achieving my potential? All right? So that's the real, mindset to have. Every time you feel this competitive emotion come up and you feel like, you start to feel that competitive side, and we all have that. It comes out for everybody, but it's a matter of managing it, right? So every time you feel that come up, knock it down, because what happens is then you become reactive, you make mistakes, you start to get scarcity minded, and you're concerned more about other people than you are about your potential. And that's what causes failure. Long-term thinking, creative mindset is what wins, all right? Hope you found that useful. I'll see you guys in the next video.